Sunrise, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this July 3rd. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
July 3rd, everybody looking forward to the next 3 days, and you said those were looking good, but today we got to get through, right?
Yes, fantastic stretch of weather following today,
Yes.
but of course, the key word following today. Let's take a look at the radar right now. It looks rather busy. We've got a few thunderstorms out to our west. A lot of them, a lot of bark, not a whole lot of bite right now. Mainly a lightning show out north of Geneva in western New York. We zoom out right here. We got some lightning taking place pretty much right along the shores of Lake Ontario, including parts of Lewis County through Watertown, likely hitting Old Forge in the next 20 to 30 minutes or so. We got a few downpours starting to fire up right along the Madison-Oneida County line there. But as you see, as they move their way east, they're not really staying together. We'll see how this shapes up as it continues east. But for now, expect the potential for a sudden downpour this early this morning. A look at those temperatures early today. We are in the upper 50s, low 60s, a cooler start to your morning. And a look at Oneonta, beautiful scene out there with plenty of sunshine moving in early today. So what can we expect? Now notice here, not a whole lot of thunderstorm icons, despite the fact that we have a risk for them today. Because they're not really widespread, they're sporadic. We might actually look out and not see any at all following this morning. So we're going to track the latest trends of those storms and again the latest on that 4th of July weekend forecast coming up. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Let's hope we don't get those storms today, because happening today, the Albany Symphony is...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise. Time now is 5:14. We got a big travel weekend ahead, big weekend regardless, especially today. If you're heading out to work or starting to travel, we'll have a look at what you can expect as you leave. First off, we'll take a look at some area cameras here. It's mainly dry across central New York. We have an isolated downpour, or a couple of them to mention here momentarily. But for now, again, lots of green across our traffic tracker early today. No accidents to report of. But let's take a look at the radar now. We got a downpour right along the Madison-Oneida County line, but we're going to focus more on those of you in Old Forge and Inlet. We've got this line of storms going to be pushing into your area within the next 20 to 30 minutes. But then back to the Madison-Oneida County line outside of Stockbridge, heading towards Sangerfield. Weakening, though. Maybe a light sprinkle as that pushes through. So either way, these showers and storms are sporadic this morning as more of that widespread rain stays out to our west. Either way, make sure you're weather aware for a passing storm this morning. Temperatures in the 60s, climbing to the 70s this afternoon with, again, an isolated storm chance here and there. We're going to track what happens with these storms today, plus that all-important 4th of July weekend forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Love your tie right there, too.
Thank you. Trying to keep it American. I leave it open. If I close it, you can't see the American flag.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, 15 people.
To you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now 5:20, and to start your day today, it's rather quiet here in Utica, but we're keeping our eye to the sky, especially out to the west. Let's take a look outside. Again, it's a pretty sunny morning, or at least a quiet morning here locally, and temperature sits at 61 degrees, dew point of 59. So on the muggy side as you head out today. And the radar still mainly quiet. We're going to track this downpour right south of the thruway in Oneida County, but mainly what's happening out here. Lots of lightning, 92 lightning strikes reported here locally. If I zoom out a little bit in our map scene here, let's zoom out. We'll see that number increase a little bit to around 92. So the overall path of these storms, they're going to continue their way east, but they're not going to be as strong as they are just west of Syracuse. We'll watch them, though. Main thing would be heavy rain, as well as maybe some rumbles of thunder. Now, a cold front moves through this afternoon. You can see the risk zones here. Yellow, level 2 out of 5. Green, level 1 out of 5. Now, the risks are there for strong storms. Now, With these storms, however, they're not widespread, so we might look out and see none at all. Just giving you a heads up that any storm that would form has the potential of tapping into the ingredients present in the atmosphere to produce a strong storm or two. So a great tool to have right below me. Storm Tracker 2 app. Anything turns severe, it'll be the first to notify you of anything that could be concerning. Of course, we'll be watching the radar throughout the day. We'll be live on social media or on broadcast if things do turn that way. On top of that, we are looking at a little bit of wildfire smoke, especially by tonight into early tomorrow, but it's just a passing band of smoke from out near Canada. By tomorrow, that smoke does end. And we can see here, we got that northwest wind kicking in today, and then tomorrow we got that north wind moving in, which is something you really like to see in early July, because that means lots of sun and low humidity. But look at this. We got that heat moving in for the second half of the weekend. So again, this afternoon, we got a few downpours here and there. It's not widespread. A few lingering showers and downpours late in the evening tonight. Tomorrow, beautiful day expected. Lots of sunshine and temperatures in the mid-70s. Top 10 day of the year for your 4th of July, believe it or not. Quiet overnight, then Saturday morning. Patchy fog turns to a warmer afternoon with highs in the low to mid-80s. With, you guessed it, lots of sunshine. And that continues through Sunday, but look at that. That heat gets put up even higher into the low 90s as we remain relatively warm, above average by Monday and Tuesday of next week. We'll be right back.
Your wife called.
And thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libertor. Meteorologist Eric Gage over in the Weather Center tracking some storms to our west at the moment. Right, Eric?
Yeah, that's right. We got a few of them out near Syracuse at this hour. We're going to watch them closely over the next couple of hours. Let's take a look right here on the radar right now. And as you can see here, you got a downpour just to the south here of Utica. I'm actually going to zoom in here. I don't have the touchscreen capabilities here on the screen, so let's zoom in. Right near Kirkland, actually, got a downpour. This is a non-severe storm, by the way, just a quick, heavy rainfall out here. And then the other storms out to our west, and we're going to see them slowly progress their way north and east, but I'm seeing a lot of this activity weaken. But those of you, for example, in Old Forge Inlet, you got a downpour early this morning as well. Those temperatures today in the upper 50s, low 60s, a slightly mild start to the day. But relatively quiet as you head down in the southern valleys. Oneonta, live view out there right now. The next 12 hours, you can see here, not a whole lot of storm icons for the fact that we are tracking a few storms this afternoon. We'll explain why that's the case. Plus, we'll have all the details on that important 4th of July weekend forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. House Republicans are racing to try.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back, everybody, on this July 3rd. Our radar this morning picking up on a few showers and downpours, mainly thunderstorms out to our west. We've got a couple of them passing through northern Herkimer County, Old Forge Inlet, and surrounding areas along Route 28. You might be encountering some of those downpours this morning, as well as an isolated spot just south of Utica. We're going to zoom in on that coming up in a few minutes. But still, our photo of the day, talking about some thunderstorms. Speaking of, a photo sent in to us from Secaucus of an overnight thunderstorm Monday night. A great shot right here. It's always difficult to try to capture it right when it happens. Of course, blink of an eye, the lightning strike takes place, but that was quite the scene in some parts of our area Monday night. So if you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The News Channel 2 Boilermaker All Access.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. We are tracking some showers and downpours passing over parts of our area early today, but we have some good news when it comes to the 4th of July forecast we'll get to here in a second. Let's take a live look outside in downtown Utica. We have plenty of sunshine in parts of our area, but As you can see behind me, we've got some damp roadways out there today. That's the case with some of these isolated downpours here. The temperature is still seasonably warm in the morning at 61 degrees. Muggy conditions out there early today. And yes, the radar picking up on that isolated downpour passing over Utica, hitting the bullseye almost entirely. Look at surrounding areas, mainly dry, with the exception of parts of the North Country near Old Forge, Inlet, areas of Boonville. That's that rainfall is taking place. But again, a lot of the storm activity is beginning to wind down a little bit. We do a quick time lapse on these downpours here near Old Forge, and still you got a few more possibilities for some heavy rainfall in the next couple of minutes. Just a heads up for those of you up Route 28 north of us. Now today, we're at a level 1 out of 5 risk in the area in green, level 2 out of 5 risk for the area in yellow. This is an approaching front that's similar to what we saw on Tuesday, but these have the potential of tapping into some instability in the atmosphere. Basically, they have the potential of turning severe, but this is not a widespread event, so we're going to keep a close eye on the radar today. We could look out and not see any at all, but just a heads up that some of these could form. And a great tool to have for a day like today, the Storm Tracker 2 app. You can download it right below me. It gives you notifications, the first notifications of severe warnings. Now, on top of that, we are tracking a little bit of wildfire smoke passing over us mainly this evening and tonight. It's not really that impactful, and of course beyond tonight that wildfire smoke exits and it clears out just in time for the 4th of July. But we look at the approaching frontal system heading our direction. We got that cold front moving in, and when it does, it's going to produce seasonable temperatures with low humidity for your 4th of July. But notice here, we got some heat on the way. So looking at our skycast today, you got some sunshine mixing in with a few downpours and thunderstorms. Again, key thing here is it's not widespread. Then as we head into this evening, a few isolated downpours north, and then for the 4th of July, look at this. You got temperatures in the 50s to start, climbing into the 70s by the afternoon. Dry weather, lots of sun, that north wind drags in that low humidity. It's going to be a top 10 day of the year, and it's great that it just falls on 4th of July. And as we head into the weekend, it's going to be a dry Saturday. No, you're not hearing things. It's going to be a dry Saturday with temperatures climbing to the 80s and warming up into the 90s as we look ahead to Sunday. Look at this stretch of weather for the weekend. Lots of sunshine, temperatures already climbing into well above average conditions for the end of the week. And beyond that, warm 80-plus degree temperatures next week. It's going to be a pretty nice weekend, Gary. And I'm just so glad it happened to fall on a holiday weekend. A lot of folks looking forward to beautiful weather on the weekend.
Yeah, we definitely deserve it after the year we've had so far. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:54.
News with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a lot of folks getting ready to hit the roads today for the big holiday weekend, and they're going to start off with possibly some rain.
Yeah, some rain. In fact, just a few showers passed through Utica moments ago. A lot of that activity staying to our north and west, but following this, some nice weather for the holiday weekend, Gary. Let's take a look at the radar right now and see where those storms are moving. And again, a lot of that storm activity out to our west. Some of these storms are really falling apart as they enter this environment here locally that's really not supportive of strong storms at this time. We look to our north and to our west, where a lot of those storms are taking place right here. So Lewis County and northern Herkimer County seeing the brunt of these storms early today. Now we'll closely watch this band that is currently in Syracuse right now and as it shifts east. But for now, much of the concern would be falling later on today. So 60s out there this morning. It's 70 out in Syracuse early today with those thunderstorms. And a live look at Oneonta, it's quiet out there, but some spots, for example, Utica, starting out with some rainfall. So what can you expect today? Well, we do have an isolated chance for a thunderstorm this afternoon, despite the fact you see these icons here showing mainly sunny skies. It's going to be mainly dry today. We'll track those storm chances this afternoon, plus have the latest details on that 4th of July forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Happening today, the Albany
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise this morning. Time now is 6:14 as you head out to work today, or if you're traveling for the 4th of July weekend, we have a look at what you can expect as you leave today. First off, we take a look at some area cameras here. Damp conditions in downtown Utica, dry in Oneonta, Cooperstown, and parts of the Mohawk Valley. So for now, the traffic tracker showing quiet conditions with no accidents to report of. But we look at the radar here, and a downpour near Utica has since come to an end. I want to zoom in closer to the Old Forge Inlet area here, where a few showers, downpours, and thunderstorms are passing over northern Herkimer County. We head to the south again. There's that downpour that's progressively weakened, still producing some light rain as it enters sections of the Mohawk Valley. So today, passing storms this morning, temperatures in the 60s, climbing into the upper 70s by this afternoon as we closely watch the radar for an isolated strong storm or two. We'll track that plus the all-important 4th of July weekend forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. 15 people were
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Just a day away from 4th of July, and so far, well, it's turning to be a bit unsettled this morning. At least in Utica, we'll take a look outside. Damp roadways, a passing downpour passed over us, and that is continuing to weaken, but not quite the case for some other storms up north. 61 degrees out there with mostly cloudy skies at Griffiths and Rome. And again, as you can see here, that rainfall is weakening in the Mohawk Valley. We zoom up to the North Country. Got some thunderstorms, lightning detected here. 33 lightning strikes reported in this vicinity here. But the heaviest downpour is actually near Atwell in north central Herkimer County right here. It's actually passing over Atwell right now, north of North Wilmert. And when we head into the next several hours, this is going to continue to pass its way to the east and wind down a little bit as we head into the next few hours. So either way, we zoom to the south. The storm activity, yeah, maybe rumble of thunder possible near Sylvan Beach and Onetta, but the storms are not as strong. When we head into this afternoon, we had the potential of seeing a strong storm or two, but these storms are not expected to be widespread. So you could look out with a lack of a storm all day long today, but if any do form, they could tap into those ingredients present in the atmosphere to produce severe weather. So it's not a very high risk, but just make sure you're weather aware. Have the Storm Tracker 2 app, which you can download here. It'll be the first to notify you of thunderstorms that are severe. And we'll be watching the radar throughout the day today, and we'll keep you posted. So wildfire smoke makes its return again. It's not really a whole lot, though, just enough to produce some milky skies late this evening and tonight. But by the 4th of July, it's already out of our area, and we'll just see mainly quiet conditions. And that's the good news of the 4th of July weekend, and really no bad news unless you're not a fan of warmth and humidity later on in the weekend. We'll take a look right here. There's that cold front that moves through today. Again, sporadic rain showers and thunderstorms. This is a setup we like to see for a holiday. And beyond that, if you're a fan of heat and humidity, you're a fan of this dark red here that's moving in. So let's see what happens due to that system here on our Skycast. So here comes that cold front, showers and thunderstorms, sporadic in nature. By the late evening, some lingering downpours in the North Country, drying up by Friday morning. It's going to be a beautiful day. North wind sets up low humidity, lots of sunshine, top 10 day of the year for your 4th of July. We head into Friday night. Weather remains quiet. Have any Friday evening plans? It's going to be entirely dry. Then for Saturday, highs in the 80s, beautiful weather, even warmer, and it warms up even more on Sunday. Temperature of 91 degrees. Hot and humid conditions expected for the rest of the weekend. But the key here, Gary, it's dry.
All right.
We have a dry Friday, dry Saturday, dry Sunday. When was the last time we had that? Especially on a holiday weekend. I think a lot of folks are excited, including myself, for any outdoor gatherings and whatnot for
That's
a beautiful
for sure.
weekend.
And we're all looking forward to the next 3 days. Just a little dicey here today.
Yeah.
Here and there. Eric, thanks. Well, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow once again. And thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator. Get ready for the big 3-day weekend ahead. And Eric, get ready for some nice weather, right?
Yeah, beautiful weather expected tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. We got to get through some storms first, though. Let's take a look at the radar right now and see how things are shaping up. A few thunderstorms passing through central Herkimer County, northern Herkimer County as well. A few downpours firing up here north of Little Falls. We can see the overall path of the system moving its way north and east. A lot of that heavy rain and thunderstorms out west weakening as they push into the Mohawk Valley. So that's the latest trend with those storms this morning. Temperatures upper 50s, low 60s. It's a quiet, or at least a quiet start to your area down to the south and somewhat on the mild side. We look in Oneonta, for example. It's a dry morning out there. Sun starting to rise and clouds moving in. And we will see a few more clouds this morning throughout the day, peaks of sunshine, and the potential for a storm or two this afternoon. We're going to track those plus the all-important, beautiful 4th of July holiday weekend straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. House Republicans are...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise. First, before we get to our photo of the day, let's take a look at the radar right now. Those of you watching before you head out to work today, we have a few of those downpours just north of the Mohawk Valley and parts of the Route 28 corridor heading into Herkimer County. And aside from that, a few more downpours right along the line of Oneida and Onondaga counties. They are expected to weaken a little bit as they move their way east on a whole lot of lightning, but still expect a potential sudden downpour or rain shower over the next couple of hours. Our photo of the day today, I guess pretty fitting, a shot of some overnight lightning in Sequoia taken Monday night. An amazing photo right there. It's always difficult to capture those with your camera. Of course, blink of an eye and the lightning's gone. We have a photo like that you'd like to share with us, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The News Channel 2 Boyle,
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. We are tracking a few downpours and thunderstorms to our west. We'll track those in a second, but first let's take a look outside. Downtown Utica, damp start today after a passing shower moved over the area. The temperatures this morning sitting in the low 60s, slightly muggy conditions, and we'll see that temperature rise up into the mid to eventually upper 70s by this afternoon. Here's a look at the storm activity here locally, and we got, again, a few downpours to our south and to our west. Some steady, moderate heavy rainfall in northwestern Oneida County as it's entering Rome, and all that lightning entering Hamilton County at this time with some heavier downpours right along that line here. But again, it is weakening as it moves into the Mohawk Valley. We'll watch those downpours to our south. In fact, we can see a couple of these right here. We can zoom in. Atwell saw a downpour earlier this morning, and the overall path of these storms again heading to the east. Mohawk Valley weakening. Still, though, this afternoon, we got to keep our eye to the sky. An approaching cold front could fire up a few thunderstorms. Now, these aren't expected to be widespread, but still, any of them that do form, they could tap into the ingredients present in the atmosphere that could have them turn strong to possibly severe. Not a high risk, but if you have a way to, if you're outside today, want to have a way to have an alert sent right to your phone, you can download that Storm Tracker 2 app. First notify you of severe thunderstorm warnings. So we are still tracking some wildfire smoke in the short term by tonight through tomorrow morning, but the smoke is going to be very limited, and by Friday for the 4th of July, that smoke is going to be pretty much all but gone. And the reasoning for that is we got that northwest wind carrying in some of that smoke, as well as the potential for a few storms. That north wind sets up tomorrow, and then here comes the heat as you look ahead to the end of the weekend. So let's see how it shapes up here on our Skycast. To start, a few clouds, mix of sunshine, a few sudden downpours and thunderstorms today. We'll watch the path of these storms. A lot of that strengthening takes place south and east of us, mainly south, but we're on the fringe of that severe weather potential. Lingering downpours north tonight, Then by tomorrow morning, starting out in the 50s, climbing to the 70s by the afternoon with wall-to-wall sunshine and low humidity. Beautiful top 10 day for your 4th of July. Overnight, lows in the 50s and 40s, and then by Saturday morning, we climb into the 80s by the afternoon. And you see this here, not a drop of rain. This is surprising with the lack of dry Saturdays we've had. And how about that? We'll add, to put a bow on it, a dry Sunday, mostly dry Sunday with high heat and humidity. Temperatures in the low 90s, Gary. So we've got a very nice stretch of weather for tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. You couldn't ask for a better stretch of weather for the 4th of July weekend.
That's for sure. We definitely deserve it, though, as we've been saying. The time right now is 6:54. Still now, and Eric, everyone tuning into your forecast for the next 3 days. But are we going to see any more rain today like we saw this morning?
We're closely watching the radar right now. A lot of that rainfall, even thunderstorms, happening to our north, to our east. Here, it's been dry so far. Let's take a look at the radar, though. You can see here we got just one isolated shower south of Oswego. We zoom out and we can actually see the arrival of that front here in the New England area, including northern New York. In total, that number keeps climbing, 354 lightning strikes. And you can see that front moving its way to the east. Notice how it moves into our area, though. It's falling apart. This is what we were talking about earlier today. These storms are not widespread. They're hit or miss, and it's just luck of the draw if we see them or not. But either way, we take a look outside. It's a 74-degree afternoon in Rome at this time. Sunshine in a lot of our area early today. It's not too bad. As I mentioned, it's not going to be a very unsettled day today, but we just got to keep our eye to the sky. By tonight, once those cold fronts move through, we're done with severe weather potential for the next several days. In fact, beautiful weather moves in for the 4th of July. We're tracking that, plus the more detailed look at that weekend forecast in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Brand new this new.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Happy July 3rd. We got a big weekend coming up. Holiday weekend, 4th of July. Everything summer related takes place the next couple of days. And the weather, my goodness, the weather's going to be fantastic for all three of those. Let's take a look at the radar right now. It is dry here locally. An isolated shower south of Oswego. We zoom out a little bit, and we've got some thunderstorms taking place in northern New York, near the border here. One cell forming south or just outside the Finger Lakes there. So you notice here these showers and storms aren't widespread. That's what we were expecting today, and so far it's panning out. Now, we could get unlucky. One of them might fall over our area, but the chances of it happening, of seeing sustained rainfall all day long, pretty much non-existent. But we're going to keep our eye to the sky today as this cold front moves through the area. And this is our best chance for any showers or storms for the next several days. You see here the biggest risks being just some heavier rainfall, maybe some embedded wind gusts. If any storm does form, it has some potential of turning severe, but with the lack of widespread coverage, yes, there's a level 2 out of 5 risk, but the chances of us hitting any of those opportunities are on the low side. The skies might appear a little hazy, especially this evening and tonight as a round of wildfire smoke passes over us. Not a whole lot, and before you know it, it's going to be mostly gone by tomorrow for the 4th of July. In fact, why don't we talk about what we expect for this holiday weekend. So here's that cold front moving through, and once it passes to our south, notice we got this north wind setting up here. That brings beautiful weather for your 4th of July. And then as we head into the weekend, look at this dome of heat coming in. Not really a official heat dome, but it's going to feel very hot by the end of the weekend. So in our skycast, a mix of sun and clouds today. And then, of course, here comes those passing showers and thunderstorms by this evening. We'll keep a close eye on any of these storms here. And, of course, a great tool to have on a day like today when it's sunny out, but there's an isolated chance for a storm, the Storm Tracker 2 app. It will notify you, give you first alert of a potential severe thunderstorm warning. So when we head into this evening, a few lingering downpours in the North Country. Then we're done with rain for not 1, 2, but 3 days. And it falls on a weekend. So something that we haven't quite talked about recently. Look at this, a completely dry Friday, beautiful weather, top 10 day material. And then by Saturday, not a drop of rain here. Look at this. Normally we always talk about, a rainy Saturday, rain in the morning, rain in the evening. Some point there's rain. Not this case. In fact, that rain even holds off through Sunday, and those temperatures climb into the low 90s. Look at this. We got a very warm end of the weekend, and it remains relatively warm by Monday and Tuesday. Highs in the upper 80s. But overall, I think we're just mainly focusing on the fact that we've got beautiful weather for the next few days. And if you have any plans for outdoor activities, especially for 4th of July, but also for the weekend, any cookouts, parades, flyovers. Old Forge has some flyovers taking place. You got great weather for it.
Wow. Just in time.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. Now to the meteorologist, Eric Gage, joining us now. And Eric, the jacket is open to display that patriotic tie. That is gorgeous.
Gotta show off. This is the gift that one of my former teachers brought me several years ago.
Wow.
I had to break it out on American holidays, of course, like the 4th of July
Yes.
here. And speaking of 4th of July, tomorrow looking fantastic weather-wise. Today, though, we have to keep a close eye on the radar. We've got a few downpours to our north. We got a severe thunderstorm warning impacting the Burlington area, well outside of central New York. That's where that warning is taking place. And then there is a couple of downpours and thunderstorms firing up just outside of Warsaw near Geneva here. And again, this is what I mean by these sporadic downpours and thunderstorms. That's really the only storm activity right now that we're monitoring. Temperatures in the 70s here in the Mohawk Valley, and still dry across much of the area today. And we're not looking at any widespread rainfall chances, but if any of those storms do move into the area, they could be on the stronger side, tap of the instability in the atmosphere. But either way, much of the area remains mostly dry today. By tonight, that cold front moves through, and this sets the stage for 3 days straight of beautiful weather. It does warm up, though, in the later half of the weekend. We'll talk about that, plus, of course, that all-important 4th of July forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Edward Kelly.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are a day away from the 4th of July and a action-packed weekend here across the area. In fact, outside right now, a very busy Main Street in Cooperstown. A lot of families traveling up here for baseball, enjoying the local amenities here. 75, beautiful afternoon in Cooperstown early today. The radar at this time is quiet here in the Mohawk Valley. I'm going to focus a little bit on these storms right here. These have fired up in the matter of a few minutes and produced some pretty heavy rain. Lots of lightning and thunder here. Again, as I mentioned, there's a lot of instability in the atmosphere today, and if any of these storms do fire up, they have the potential of turning severe. The backside of this front, though, really not producing widespread storms, so it's more of a luck of the draw whether we get hit with a storm or not. Either way, the risk level 2 out of 5 for severe weather. Not high, but just a reminder, remain weather aware today, and of course you can download the Storm Tracker 2 app right below me. We first alert you of warnings sent right to your phone as they happen. Biggest risks being just heavy rainfall, lightning, even some strong winds. But again, the risks are almost as similar to what took place on Tuesday of last week, or this week, I should say. So we're also tracking some wildfire smoke coming in from the north. It's not going to impact our air quality all too much. In fact, the skies might appear a little milky tonight. Maybe make way for a pretty nice sunset. But either way, we head into tomorrow. That wildfire smoke passes to our south. Then we'll see a north wind set up. In early July, pretty much all throughout July, we see a north wind. That means we're going to get some low humidity in our area. And you top that with sunshine, you get a top 10 day of the year. So today, yes, we're tracking a few thunderstorms over our area, especially south and east of central New York. We'll be focusing more on Otsego and Shenango counties this afternoon. Then some lingering downpours in the North Country, turning to sunshine by tomorrow. It's a cooler start. Sun in the afternoon. It's a beautiful day. Top 10 day of the year. Sunshine, low humidity, and just overall beautiful weather. Then by Friday nights, firework time. You got great weather for that too. And then Saturday starts out in the 50s with sunshine, some patchy fog, and highs climbing into the low to mid 80s by the afternoon. So yes, we're not talking any rainfall on Saturday. That's been a common trend in the past several weeks, past several months. But the weather does look dry for Saturday as well as Sunday too. But look at that high. It's going to be 91. So we got this warm up after a very comfortable 4th of July. So make sure you find ways to stay cool for the second half of the weekend. And that heat somewhat sticks around for Monday and Tuesday next week with temperatures in the 80s and humidity sticking around too as well. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We are back with news.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. We're going to have a nice weekend on tap.
Yeah, the weather's going to be absolutely beautiful as we head into the holiday weekend. We're keeping an eye on the radar. The storms passed to our south today. There were a couple of strong ones, especially in the Binghamton area, and things are looking pretty quiet across the majority of the area. I am watching this area of thunderstorms to the north, though. This is dropping south and east. This might end up clipping Lewis County and into northern Herkimer County. We're going to keep an eye on that because at this point it is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing 60-mile-an-hour winds. Again, I think that's going to head generally north of the Mohawk Valley, but it's going to be pretty close. 78 degrees is the current temperature. We do have some light wildfire smoke in the air from Canada. You might notice that if you're really sensitive to this. That's going to go away too as the winds continue to move in from the west. We're clear and we're cool tonight. Looks like a beautiful stretch of weather here just in time for the 4th of July. We're looking at very warm weather, in fact, hot weather returning as we head into early next week. This evening, again, temperatures in the 70s. We've got a great weekend ahead. I'm going to look at the forecast coming out. Kristen, back to you.
President Trump's big, beautiful.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking some pretty quiet weather this evening across the majority of the area. Things are looking quiet on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, but I do want to show you a couple of things. Number one, they're hard to see, but there's a couple of very small showers that are still rolling through parts of the region, mainly south of Syracuse. So can't rule out a pop-up shower, but to the north we go, there are thunderstorms in the Adirondacks, and it's this one in particular that's north of Watertown that I want to draw your attention to because this is tracking south and east, and if it holds together, this is going to move into Lewis County, and at the moment it is capable of producing some strong winds here, and there's lightning and locally heavy rain, so we'll be keeping an eye on that one. I think this is going to pass north of the Mohawk Valley based on the current course. But again, we'll have to keep an eye on things. Not quite out of the woods, but mostly out of the woods here in central New York. A reminder, you can download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app and get weather alerts on the go. Holiday weekend forecast, it's looking really nice. 4th of July tomorrow, 77 for the high, sunny skies, an absolutely gorgeous day, low humidity. Saturday's high 85, mostly sunny. Sunday, partly sunny, 91 degrees. We are looking at 3 dry days in a row. How about that? Just in time for the holiday weekend. Live look at downtown Utica, 78 degrees. You might notice a very small change in the air quality. We do have light wildfire smoke from Canada that is impacting us today, but it's not causing too big of a problem. Low humidity tomorrow. The humidity is going to rise over the next couple of days as it gets warmer over the weekend. The humidity will also rise. As far as that wildfire smoke goes, it's going to thin out here as we head into Friday, so it's not going to cause any issues with haze or any issues breathing tomorrow. Even if you're sensitive to this, I think the air quality is going to be good. And that's how things stay as we head into the weekend. I'm not expecting any significant changes in the air quality heading through the weekend. Dolgeville, 78 degrees. Westmoreland, 78. Otter Lake, 73. Sherburne 71, Cooperstown 73. High pressure is building in from the west, and again, the coast is clear for the weekend. Looking at clear skies tonight, cool, overnight lows in the 50s. Friday, a gorgeous afternoon, lots of sunshine, a light breeze, just a really nice day. Temperatures in the 70s. We're down into the 50s again tomorrow night. Some of the outlying spots could briefly touch the upper 40s. And then Saturday's weather looks nice and warm with high temperatures in the low to mid 80s. Mostly clear tonight, 55 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, sunny, beautiful for the 4th of July. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. It warms up quickly this weekend. 85 Saturday, 91 Sunday. If we do hit 90, that would be the 4th day this summer with temperatures in the 90s. Showers and storms return Monday. Temperatures drop into the low 80s looking ahead to Tuesday and Wednesday. But yeah, things look great as we head into the weekend.
All right, Bill, thank you.
Independence Day.
That's Luke Rado reporting. Let's get you back to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
So many of you saw this cloud formation in the sky this afternoon, and if you're wondering what this is all about, these are called mammatus clouds. They form on the backside of thunderstorms, which were to the south, and they're caused by sinking air. Kind of look like balls of cotton. This picture was taken by Megan Hamlin earlier today. Our weather is going to look much cooler here tomorrow. Sunshine, beautiful for the 4th of July, but it's all about the heat as we get into the weekend. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s Saturday, above 90 on Sunday, and into the upper 80s as we look ahead to Monday. Things look pretty quiet out there in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We're going to be watching the North Country. There's still the chance of a shower or a thunderstorm this evening. Otherwise, the weather looks pretty quiet across the Mohawk and Southern Valleys. Temperatures will be in the 70s. Tonight's featured Dogs Berkeley and Bodega from Oriskany. And if you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Kirsten, back to you.
A very deserving Utica.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We were able to dodge most of these thunderstorms that ended up moving across upstate New York. A lot of these ended up going south. Some pretty large hail today in Binghamton and the southern tier, and a possible tornado touchdown too. Still waiting to verify that. That was in Tompkins County. But again, locally, we stayed away from all of that. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are looking pretty quiet tonight. We are keeping an eye on these storms to the north. These are affecting the Adirondacks, the northern Adirondacks. I'm specifically watching this storm in Watertown because if this holds together, it would move into Lewis County and northern Herkimer County, producing some locally heavy rain and thunder and lightning. That should cross north of the Mohawk Valley. So parts of our area still could get a rumble of thunder this evening. Most of us, though, are looking dry. A reminder, you can always get weather alerts on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. It's looking cool for tomorrow night for your July 4th celebrations. If you're watching fireworks after dark, temperatures look to fall into the 60s. So you might need a light jacket this year. Usually it's very humid. But this year is going to be a little bit different. Very comfortable conditions across the region. Beautiful 4th of July. Live look at downtown Utica, 78 degrees. Dew points down to 59, and the numbers continue to drop. The humidity will stay low for the next 24 hours. And that's good news for farmers trying to cut hay. The weather looks to be favorable over the next couple of days. In fact, we're looking at a dry stretch of weather through the weekend. Our next chance of rain looks to be Monday. We've got wildfire smoke that came in from Canada earlier today, and it's affecting air quality in a relatively minor way, but if you're really sensitive to this, you might notice it. The air quality improves as winds turn into the northwest, and any residual smoke should continue to thin out here over the next 24 hours. Skywatchers, Whitesboro 78 degrees, Micah New Hartford 77, Curtis Corner 72. Cooperstown, Stewart with 73. High pressure builds in from the west, and again, it's going to set the stage for a really nice 4th of July. Clear skies tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the 50s, so a cool night for July standards. We're into the 70s tomorrow afternoon. In fact, it should be a beautiful day from start to finish. Clear skies tomorrow night. We're down into the low 50s, even the upper 40s here to start out Saturday morning. Beautiful day Saturday, nice and warm. Temperatures climb into the mid-80s. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 55. Tomorrow, sunny skies, a beautiful 4th of July, 77 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We do warm up over the weekend, 85 on Saturday, 91 Sunday. That could be the 4th 90-degree day so far this summer. Thunderstorms Monday, followed by cooler weather Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll be right back.
Holiday forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Looking nice across central New York. We were fortunate enough to dodge thunderstorms today. We are keeping an eye on the radar to the north. This area of thunderstorms in Watertown is on track to impact Lewis County here over the next hour or so. It's producing some thunder and lightning, and if it continues its course, it would move into northern Herkimer County and generally pass north of the Mohawk Valley this evening. Current temperature 77 degrees. The dew point is way down. It is feeling very comfortable out there compared to the past couple of days. Clear and cool tonight. Overnight lows drop into the 50s. We are tracking a really nice 4th of July. The heat and humidity return as we head into the weekend, and especially early next week. Partly sunny skies this evening. Again, we'll watch the radar to the north for a possible shower or storm. But again, it is looking really nice this holiday weekend. I'm going to look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
For nearly 9 hours.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We have a nice stretch of weather ahead just in time for the holiday and the weekend. Let's take a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look pretty quiet across central New York. We do have a brief shower that's just north of Oneonta. We look to the north and we have a few rumbles of thunder in Watertown. These could impact Lewis County. They are starting to weaken. I'm detecting less lightning here compared to an hour ago, but again, if this does hold together, this moves into Lewis County and northern Herkimer County, producing some thunder and some lightning. We were fortunate today. We ended up missing out on some of the stronger weather. Ended up moving into the southern tier. Some hail that was being reported today in the Binghamton area, some really strong wind, and also a possible tornado touchdown. We think we detected a brief debris signature that was in Tompkins County. Not confirmed yet, but it is something we'll keep an eye on, and if we do get any information on that, we'll let you know. If you need weather alerts on the go, you can always download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. The holiday weekend's looking nice. Sunshine expected tomorrow. 77, very comfortable for July 4th. And then the heat returns. 85 on Saturday, 91 Sunday. It does become increasingly more humid throughout the weekend. Beautiful evening here, downtown Utica, 77 degrees. The humidity is way down compared to 2 days ago. Dew points are in the 50s. It's going to be very comfortable here over the next 24 hours. Then the humidity will slowly build back in as we head into the weekend. It turns a lot more humid by late Sunday and Monday. Do you smell some wildfire smoke in the air today? There's just a hint of it from wildfires in Canada. The winds have brought it down here. It's not going to have a big impact on air quality for long. Just a minor impact this evening, and then the air quality improves as the winds change direction. Sky watchers checking in. Clinton, 77 degrees. Norway, Donna with 77. Across southern valleys, Skenevis, 67 degrees. Worcester, 70. High pressure builds in, setting the stage for a glorious 4th of July here in central New York. Temperatures will be in the 70s. It'll drop into the 50s tonight, comfortable. Overnight lows, again, in the mid-50s. Beautiful day tomorrow, sunshine, highs in the 70s. It's cool tomorrow night for fireworks. Temperatures will fall into the 60s. Then it'll warm up nicely here as we head into Saturday. Tonight, mostly clear, 55. Tomorrow, beautiful day, sunny skies, 77. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather looks warm over the weekend. 85 on Saturday, 91 Sunday. Showers and thunderstorms arrive Monday with a cold front. Cooler weather Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll be right back.
The news with Jason Palace.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. The long weekend is here, and it's looking like it should be an amazing day to celebrate our nation's independence. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. He's going to get us set for the weekend.
Yeah, we're talking about really nice weather here throughout. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 70s on Friday. Lots of sunshine. Saturday, 85 degrees. And then by Sunday, we're up to 91. So we do have some very warm weather ahead, but it's going to be very comfortable here for the 4th of July. It's also going to be very comfortable for fireworks, too. Things are looking quiet out there. We were tracking some storms to the north. Those have fallen apart. Just a couple of sprinkles in the northern Adirondacks. Current temperature of 64 degrees. It's mostly cloudy. Our weather headlines, we do clear out tonight. It'll be cool. Overnight lows drop down into the 50s. Beautiful weather for the 4th of July. And then we're talking about much warmer weather ahead with temperatures in the 80s Saturday and low 90s on Sunday. It looks like a dry weekend, too. Tonight, mostly clear, low temperature of 55. Tracking again a nice weekend ahead with the chance for thunderstorms beginning Monday. We're going to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you very much.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look at the radar. It is going to be looking like this for the next 3 days. We're expecting a beautiful stretch of weather just in time for the holiday and the holiday weekend. The weather looks great here for the 4th of July. If you're going to be outside, enjoying a barbecue, walking in a parade, watching the fireworks. Everything looks great here throughout the whole weekend. We're in the 70s tomorrow. We're in the mid-80s Saturday. In the low 90s Sunday. So the heat and humidity really start to build. Reminder, you can always get weather alerts to your phone by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Fireworks forecasts. How about this? We're in the 60s. It'll be cool, comfortable, feeling a little bit different this 4th of July. It usually is very humid at night, but this time around we're going to get a break. Live look in downtown Utica, 64 degrees. We've noticed a sharp drop in the humidity, and it's going to feel, again, very comfortable here for the next couple of days. Beautiful sunset photo. This is from tonight, The Eagle by Fred Alsante. Really nice photo here and very colorful as well. We still have a little bit of wildfire smoke in place. More on that in just a second. Low humidity tomorrow, but the humidity gradually builds over the next couple of days, especially by Sunday and Monday. We're really going to notice it. And again, with this dry stretch of weather, it's very favorable for farmers that need to cut and bale hay. We're expecting dry conditions. Some wildfire smoke has made it in from Canada today. You might have noticed a small change in the air quality. If you're really sensitive to this, you might have noticed it. For most people, though, it's not going to be a problem. Heading into tomorrow, the wind direction changes and any air quality issues go away. We're expecting good air quality here for the weekend. Bigger picture shows a cold front moving to the east, and again, we'll get a chance to dry out, or I should say stay dry. Temperatures are going to drop into the 50s here overnight. It's a beautiful Friday. We've got lots of sunshine from start to finish. Temperatures climb into the 70s. On the cool side, Friday night, overnight lows drop into the low 50s, even the upper 40s are going to be possible in the outlying areas. Saturday, beautiful sunshine, a lot warmer, highs in the mid-80s. Tonight, mostly clear, low 55. Tomorrow, sunshine, beautiful afternoon, 77. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, a nice weekend here, 85 Saturday, 91 Sunday. A cold front arrives Monday, and that is going to be our next chance of rain. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s here on Monday. Tuesday, scattered showers, 81. Looks pretty quiet as we head into Wednesday. Partly sunny skies, 82. Showers, thunderstorms in the forecast on Thursday with high temperatures in the upper 70s.
I got to tease our director a little bit, Mike. Forgot to put a chair out for you, so.
I can take care of myself. I'm a big boy.
You're a great man. All right, thank you, Bill. Coming up next tonight.
News with Jason Palace.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. The long weekend is here, and it's looking like it should be an amazing day to celebrate our nation's independence. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis with a first look at the forecast. Wow, that's the best 3 days we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty nice here. Looking at dry weather tomorrow in particular is going to be really nice. Low humidity. We are tracking just beautiful conditions across the region. 77 for the high tomorrow afternoon. Saturday up to 85. Sunday looks dry as well with highs in the low 90s. It's pretty quiet out there tonight. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We've got some clouds in place. Temperature 65 degrees with the dew points down. That's the biggest change. We had some thunderstorms earlier today, some stronger weather to the south, but again, things are looking pretty quiet across our area. Again, the weather looks really nice over the next couple of days. It turns hot by Sunday, and then we'll be tracking some storms early next week. We're mostly clear tonight. Temperatures will drop into the mid-50s. Again, looking at a really nice weekend ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Great weather for a parade.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Welcome back. We're taking a live look outside. It's pretty quiet out there. It wasn't earlier today in parts of central, or I should say western New York, out towards the Finger Lakes region. There was a lot of severe weather today that happened just outside of our area in Binghamton, the southern tier, the Finger Lakes. Large hail, damaging winds for a really violent storm that thankfully ended up missing central New York. The weather for the weekend, well, it's quiet. It's going to be beautiful. Again, it's temperatures in the 70s tomorrow, mid-80s Saturday, low 90s Sunday. It should be a really nice weekend of weather. Reminder, you can always download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app and get alerts on your phone if you're on the go. Of course, this weekend, things are looking pretty quiet. Great weather for July 4th if you're going out to see fireworks. It's going to be on the cooler side. Temperatures will be in the 60s. Live look at downtown Utica, 65 degrees. Beautiful picture of the Eagle. This is the sunset that was taken today by Fred in Utica. The weather becomes more humid as we look ahead. We do get a break in the humidity for the short term, but it's not going to last. Things will start to turn humid over the weekend. Great weather for the farmers. Finally, a stretch of consecutive dry days in the forecast. You might have noticed a little bit of wildfire smoke today. It had a very minor impact on air quality. Well, this is going to go away. The winds turn into the north. By the way, those wildfires still coming from Canada. There are still fires that are burning in central and western Canada. The bigger picture shows high pressure building in. And again, things are going to quiet down and stay dry here over the next couple of days. It's cool tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the 50s. A beautiful Friday. Start to finish, sunshine. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Tomorrow night, skies remain clear. It's going to allow for temperatures to fall into the low 50s. I could see outlying spots drop into the 40s. It's not record cold, but it's definitely a comfortable night. Saturday looks beautiful. Sunshine, warmer, nice rebound. Temperatures in the mid-80s. Mostly clear tonight, low 55. Tomorrow, sunny skies, highs in the upper 70s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, nice weekend ahead. Temperatures in the mid-80s Saturday, low 90s Sunday. Next week, the weather does change. Our next weather maker arrives Monday. A cold front produces showers and thunderstorms, 88. It's cooler, less humid, still generally nice. Showers Tuesday, sunshine Wednesday, thunderstorms possible on Thursday. We'll be right back.